Hey, so what's up, guys? So, I've done this is another fact video. You might have realized that by the screen recording, obviously. So, we're doing something different today. It's about cars. If you don't know much, in India, there aren't as many electrical cars as there are in the US, and the standards are met differently in India, and you need different types of cars. So there's this one very famous company in India called Tata. Some of you know it, some of you don't. So they just launched a new electric car, which is a pretty big deal for Indians because obviously there aren't as much options for you in India. And this one is special because it's an SUV, and most people might like this. So I'm gonna compare it to some U.S. electrical cars and see where it stands between the comparison, and see how it compares to the U.S. standards. So first off, here I've gathered some of the facts, but before I even start off, I want to show you what it looks like. So this is a picture right here. It says EV in the front, and that's the Tata logo. This is what the car is gonna look like in real life, and I think it's launched by now. I'm pretty sure it's launched. So here you go. So there's like a blue accent marks right there. That looks nice. And there's fog lights. I can see that. I think those are LED lights, guys, because those are white lights, unlike some cars that have yellow. So anyway, I've gathered some facts for you guys, and I'm gonna tell you three things about each. So the price in USD, so I converted it from Indian dollars to USD dollars, and the range, how far the car can go, and then the trim levels, and what trim levels is it available in, like what different types of it can you get. So first off, to start off with the main deal of the day, the Tata Nexon. So I told you it's a new electric car and it's an SUV in India. So the price of the car is $20,985, and that's the max price. And it starts around, I'm pretty sure, 18 to 19,000. I'm pretty sure. And the range, how far it can go, is 193.868 miles. And it's available in XM, XZ, and XZ plus LX trim levels. So 193.868 does fall a little behind than most ranges in the 2020 or 2019 electric cars in US, but comparing that to the Tesla Model X and the Jaguar I-Pace, it is certainly significantly lower than compared to them. So the Tesla Model X is obviously all electric, so it has to be the best one, but perhaps the most expensive one as is the most expensive one as well. So the price of the Tesla Model X goes to $86,190, and that's the cheapest, guys. So not much cheap, but that's the cheapest Tesla that you can buy. And then the range is pretty high. The max range you can go with the for the long range trim level is 324.977 miles. That's a pretty high comparison compared to the Tata Nexon, which can go 193.868. So I'm just going to round that to 194 miles for the Tata Nexon versus 325 miles for the Tesla Model X. And then the final deal of the day is obviously the Jaguar I-Pace. So the price of the Jaguar does go to $69,850, close to $70,000. Not cheap either, but significantly, slightly lower than the Tesla Model X as well. And it's better than the Tata Nexon, but like I said, the U.S. standards meet differently than Indian standards. Most cars in India aren't as powerful as the ones in the U.S. that they need, because also the speed limit there is slightly lower, actually much lower than the ones on the U.S. highways and streets. So that also plays a difference and a different role in there. But the range you can go is 234 miles, obviously. That's what I told you. And to show you what trim levels is available in, I'm just going to search it up in front of you guys. So it's the Jaguar I-Pace and trim levels. There we go, trims. So it's available in S, SE, HSE, and first edition. So I told you it's 234 miles. As you can see, I was right. And it's 90 kilowatt battery and 2 electric motors capable of 512 pounds-feet of torque and 392 horsepower. That's a lot for a SUV. And the horsepower for the Tesla, so the horsepower for the Tesla, I'm going to keep this open, 392 versus is 518 horsepower. Compare that, guys. So it's around 320-ish horsepower for the other one, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. 512 versus 392. So it's 400 horsepower versus a whopping 512 horsepower on this one. So the Tata Nexon, let's see if it even comes up. Tata Nexon HP. It's 123. Very, very low compared to the other ones. So I think this is in the new one. Let me see. Tata. Okay, EV. I think it's the EV. And then it's the horsepower. It can go. Where's the horsepower? DC charger. The Lexus was rated 129 PS, and it doesn't give me the horsepower, unfortunately. Okay, let's see if it gives me 123 horsepower. So it was right before. So 123 horsepower is significantly low, very, very low compared to the 512 horsepower of the Tesla Model X and the 392 horsepower of the Jaguar I-Pace. So as you can see, the Tata Nexon is very low compared to the Tesla Model X and the Jaguar I-Pace. But the king of all electric cars has to be the Tesla Model X. And most people, that's the most famous electric car that people know. So even if you go to a guy that knows barely about any cars and you ask him, do you know any electric car? He's going to give you one answer, Tesla. So Tesla is like the main, basically the most sold, like the most sales in the US for the electric cars. But it is expensive, the most expensive one too. So it's $86,190 for the starting price. So you guys tell me, if you guys were in India or here, if you were in India, would you rather buy the Tata Nexon for $20,985 and a range of 194 miles and with 123 horsepower? Or would you save up your money and when you come to US, would you buy the $86,190 Tesla Model X, which is the cheapest one, with 325 horsepower miles of range and 512 horsepower? So you guys tell me what's worth it. And then also the Jaguar I-Pace is a second. Would you get the $69,000, about $70,000 car with a range of 234 miles? And a horsepower of 392. So which one of the three would you pick in order if you wanted an electric car and you wanted to buy an electric car? So this is a quick review of the Tata Nexon again. I guess some of them don't have white headlights. Like the other one we saw in the picture did, but this one has yellow, I'm pretty sure. So it depends on what trim level you get, I guess. So I'm going to show you this website here. It's called Cardeco. So it's in India. It's like 14,000 rupees to 16,000 lakhs. So it's 14 to 16,000 lakhs in India, which is, I mean, if you think of it in Indian way, it's kind of expensive for a Tata, I guess. But maybe it's not, because if it's an electric car, hey, I mean, it's a new deal in India, so Yeah, so you guys tell me in the comments below, which one of the three would you pick for your first electric car? And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and peace.